So we have Noelle with us today talking about her experience and what her pregnancy has been like. She is due on March 26th with a baby boy, and so we'll be asking her a few questions, but anything else you'd like to say?
No, just happy to be here.
What was your reaction when you found out you were pregnant?
So when we found out we were pregnant, we had just gotten back from a trip to Disneyland that day. Recently been through a miscarriage 2 months before, so we fully expected it to take a while to get pregnant again. We didn't even think that it would happen right away. It took us 7 months to get pregnant the first time, so we were like, okay, we won't even probably be taking tests for a while. We'll kind of let things get back into routine and, my body kind of get back to normal. We got back from the trip, and for some reason, my husband was like, would you be mad if I asked you to take a test? And I was like, no, not at all. Like, I don't mind. Like, it's not a problem. So he went to go take our dog Remy out when we were still living in our old apartment. And I was like, by the time we get back, the test will be ready. Like, we'll be good. I peed on the stick, immediately took it out, and it was positive. Like, I didn't even have to wait. It was the craziest thing. And I was just in disbelief, didn't know what to do, completely shocked. We didn't expect it to happen that fast, and obviously we were so thankful, but also skeptical. We were like, okay, we talked about it, we're not going to get too excited yet. Let's just kind of take a step back and wait for a doctor's appointment, which are always hard to get right away, and, get out of the first trimester, because when I calculated it, we would have been 4.5 weeks pregnant when we found out. So we were like, all right, we're excited, but let's take a step back and just be kind of cautious with this.
And then how did you share the news with your partner or family?
Obviously, Zach was there, my husband, when I found out. So we, talked about it in the moment of kind of what we do moving forward and how we feel and stuff. And then with telling our moms, for example, we kind of made a bigger deal with the first pregnancy. So this time we didn't, just out of being skeptical and nervous and cautious. So we just told them in person. We're like, hey, grandma, or whatever, we're pregnant again. And they understood. They were very cautious as well. We're okay, we're gonna try not to get too excited. We'll just
pray and
exactly. Hope for the best and wait out the next 8 weeks and hope they go well. And then we didn't tell any other family until we hit 11 weeks.
Okay.
Because we were like, okay, we can't wait. So just before we hit the second trimester, we started telling his cousins and aunts and uncles and stuff, but they all had feelings anyways, because we had other family gatherings and we weren't drinking and they kind of had an inkling, but we didn't confirm anything or say anything, just out of an abundance of caution until close to the second trimester.
And I guess just whatever you're comfortable with sharing, just because there are so many moms that go through that and experience that, do you have any advice or what helped you get through it and and with your partner too during that time?
Just talk about it. It's really not talked about a lot, which is why I went on social media and made a post about it, because the amount of responses I got from that, of people oh my God, I haven't been able to talk about this. I feel that way too. And with the miscarriage and getting pregnant after. So just talk about it and talk to your doctor about it too. There are so many resources, but it's just not openly talked about. And then in terms of getting pregnant the second time, you have to feel your feels and go through the emotions of everything and just kind of let it happen. But talking about it is the biggest thing I can recommend.
And did that make you feel like you and Zach got so much stronger?
That brought us so much closer, because we miscarried at home, so we didn't have a chance to go to the hospital. He was right there next to me when it happened, and he experienced it, alongside me. And most people are 2 months, you don't really think it's not, you're not that far along or whatever, but it is much more traumatizing than you think it is, if you haven't been through it. And he went through it just as much as I did, just not physically. And it definitely brought us so much closer, because we had some other losses prior to that too in our family and stuff like that, and it was just kind of back to back to back, and that one probably brought us together the most.
Tell me about the first trimester. during, I guess, what maybe threw you off guard that you're like, why did no one warn me about this?
Yeah.
And same with second, what you've kind of experienced.
Like I said, we were in Disneyland right before. I had the worst insomnia that entire trip. And I was like, I am walking 30,000 steps a day. I should be exhausted and want to go to bed and fall asleep.
Oh my gosh.
I told Zach, and I was like, I literally cannot sleep. And I still have horrible insomnia
Oh my
like throughout my entire pregnancy. And that was one that I had no idea about. I was just like, how is this even, you're exhausted already.
Yeah.
I'm like, how is this even possible that I can't sleep now?
Oh my gosh. What was your,
so
what did you do?
I talked to my doctor. I messaged him, and the advice nurse reached out to me and, told me to take Unisom. It's totally safe, to help with nausea as well if I was having any. So I started taking that, and it's helped a bit. I still wake up during the night, but that was the one in the first trimester where I was like, this is crazy. And then same with cramping and bleeding. Obviously that's a warning sign that they tell you about, but it's also normal.
Yeah.
And that isn't talked about either.
No, I had no idea when I experienced it.
So those two also were
yeah.
Okay, at what point should I be worried?
Yeah.
I cannot even comprehend how that has been. Yesterday went for my sister's birthday, and I had the worst gas pain, sharp gas pains, and I'm just like, this, how our bodies do this is just crazy, and they don't warn you about it, and it was just wild.
I had to shower 3 times a day. Going through mother and made me smell worse. It's I smelt my BO, my gums and my teeth. It was my hygiene was just failing me. It was so bad.
Yeah, the gums are definitely more sensitive. Yeah. Why is that even a thing? People rave about pregnancy glow, but they don't tell you about the acne that probably is going to come before that, and the breakouts from the hormones, and restless legs has been a big one for me too.
Okay.
Where I'm just I can't get comfortable in bed. Piled on with the insomnia. I tell Zach, I'm I just rotisserie chicken all night long. And the racing heartbeat too is another one.
Oh, same. I had that too.
And I didn't expect it to happen so early. They say, towards the end of your pregnancy you get out of breath and stuff. Yeah. But it happens a lot earlier on than you think it does.
Yeah.
And I'll walk up the stairs at our house and I'm winded.
Yeah.
It's crazy how quickly that came on.
Yeah. The only other thing, I don't know if you experienced this, I had really bad carpal tunnel. My wrists hurt, and I thought it would never go away. And that's what's so funny about pregnancy too, because I feel like it isn't talked about. Your belly just gets big.
Right? Exactly. Yeah.
And then you go through and you're like, wait, what?
Yeah, you expect this beautiful glow, your hair gets thicker, and then there's all these other crazy things that they don't tell you about.
No. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Any 3 things or 1 to 2 things that you'd recommend in your first trimester or second trimester?
Definitely start taking a prenatal right away. Okay. And my doctor recommended once we started trying to conceive to take it kind of preemptively. So definitely did that. And then just having your OB picked out, knowing who you want to go to as well, because it's so hard to get an appointment that first trimester, and you feel like you wait forever. And even in that in-between time, don't be afraid, because there's so many unknowns to call your doctor, message them, through your Epic portal or whatever healthcare provider you have, and ask them questions. Them or the advice nurse are more than happy to help, and I did that quite a bit. We went to emergency labor and delivery too, and you'd rather be safe than sorry. So definitely in that time frame where you're not seeing your provider, stand up for yourself and ask them questions, advocate. Go. You'd rather be safe than sorry. Go to the doctor, emergency department, or call them, message them, whatever you need. That's what they're there for, and they're more than happy to help.
Who's been your biggest I guess, to give you that knowledge to advocate for yourself, and that's giving you that great advice that you've leaned on?
They've been super helpful in sharing their journeys, and luckily for them they've had really easy pregnancies and journeys and stuff like that. Yeah. So for us going through the miscarriage and then trying to navigate a normal pregnancy after, it was just a lot of honestly Googling and Reddit
Yeah.
like has been
Yeah.
such a big help, and just finding communities even on like the What to Expect app
Okay.
in like the community chat, and
Yeah.
finding people that are also kind of around your timeline going through the same thing and like what
that's
they're doing.
great.
Yeah, that's
I'll
been a
have to look
great
into
app to like have see what's in the community of people, you know,
Going
also
through.
do your same month, and a lot you can search topics. So if I, you know, wanted information or to see what other people were doing on a certain topic, you know, I could go look it up there, and it was really nice to be able to like have a discussion and chime in and hear what other people were doing too.
Yeah. Okay, we'll go into cravings and lifestyle changes. Have you had any funny or unexpected cravings?
Honestly, no. I've had
Okay.
like no cravings or aversions
Okay.
at all. I will say, like, I've always been a savory over sweet person.
Okay, yeah.
And my husband is like all sweets. So I do tend to gravitate more towards like being open to a sweet now.
Okay.
And I don't know if that's because like, you know, you can't have like a glass of wine in the evening
Right.
or something. So
Yeah.
you're like, okay, I'll have a cookie or two instead, you know?
Subbing it out.
Okay, so I think I'm more apt to
Okay.
grabbing like a sweet than I was before. He
Yeah.
was like, I wanted to go out on that midnight In-N-Out run because you were craving it so bad. And
Okay, so we'll jump into like birth plan, birth prep. Do you have a birth plan?
we started talking about it. I was all for an elective C-section before, but in terms like the birth plan, like I think I would just kind of skip most interventions, like forceps or vacuum, and just go straight to a C-section if like that's not working, and just, you know, cut to the chase. And delayed cord clamping is like a big thing we want to do. Don't plan to do like anything with the placenta or anything like that. Yeah, trying to, me and my husband are figuring it out now because he knows he has to be like the big advocate for it too,
Totally.
and be my voice if I'm not standing up for it and stuff. But my doctor has been amazing too with like
Nice.
helping walk through it and stuff. So
Yeah.
we have like some things figured out, but I think we need to dive a little deeper also and get some more details, but also be flexible. I know. in
Yeah.
terms of
Have
the
you been
birth
doing
plan.
a lot of your own research, or is kind of your information and education coming from your provider? Mix of both?
Mix of both for sure. UC Davis has been so wonderful at providing resources at like every stage of the pregnancy, every trimester. They've been so fantastic about that, which has really helped. And they literally give you an outline of a birth plan and like customizations
nice.
you can make and
Okay.
different stuff. But I'm also looking online, or I'll talk to friends. You know, we have friends that are like NICU nurses and other stuff, and see like what they did, what they felt comfortable with, like also to get more of an idea of like what the options are out there, because it's kind of hard to find information on every single thing that can
Totally.
take place. So
Yeah.
knowing like all the options out there,
Yeah.
what we are comfortable with, not comfortable with.
Yeah, I talked to some of my labor and delivery friends, and
Yeah.
they had like some of the best advice.
Yeah.
Just because they're in it, they're seeing it every day, and so the things that you're not necessarily thinking about, they'll like have
Exactly.
advice on. So yeah, that's really good.
I found a lot of like social media accounts too of like L&D nurses or doctors that, you know, talk about that kind of stuff, because it's not talked about a lot. So it's been helpful too.
Have you thought about hospital bag yet? Have you
A little
packed one
bit.
or had a list or anything?
We definitely have not packed
Yeah.
one. I told my husband he also needs to start thinking about one. He's like, oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
You know, didn't think about that. I've again been like watching videos on that stuff too, and you know, they say not a lot of baby clothes, like none of that stuff. We may bring like a humidifier and like some essential oils to help relax. You know, we want to have like playlists and that kind of fun stuff to get through it.
The room can be like deathly quiet
Yes.
at times.
Yeah.
So having music was huge for me at least.
Yeah, well, knowing him, he'll want to create the playlist,
Yeah.
and there will be multiple of them, like depending on the mood
vibe,
and
yeah.
the vibe and stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, so we'll definitely have that, and you know, plenty of outfits for me and stuff.
Yeah. You're gonna get milk on everything probably.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I am fully ready to go to town online and just buy like a bunch of different, you know, nursing outfits and gowns and stuff to have, and you know, like some postpartum care, which is kind of hard to prep for when you don't know like
C-section, vaginal.
how it's gonna go. And I know the hospital has everything, but you want to be prepared too,
Yeah.
especially as you get in that like nesting mode. You're like, I need to have everything
I was the
for
same
every
way.
possibility.
We'll kind of move on to the emotional side of pregnancy.
Mm-hmm.
So what was your biggest fear or concern about becoming pregnant and then becoming a mom?
Pregnancy, I think just after the miscarriage, it was like, especially so soon, it was wild to kind of jump right back into it and like be excited about it. It was
Yeah.
like a terrifying thought to, you know,
Lose.
to lose again. Like, what if that does happen? But that was like a big fear, and just kind of like took the joy out of the pregnancy at first, I would say, since we didn't get to experience like a normal pregnancy the first time around.
Yeah.
But then once we got out of like the second, or out of the first trimester into the second, it was a lot more joyous and, you know, still cautious and still,
Yeah.
I don't think we'll be totally comfortable until like baby is home.
Yeah.
Like that fear kind of subsided a bit.
Yeah.
Biggest fear with becoming a mom, I think, is like losing your own identity, and or like your marriage too. Like, you know, kid becomes forefront, and then we both take a step back personally and together.
Yeah.
And, you know, we talk about it a lot, like prioritizing that after baby's here too. Like, we want to show him what, you know, a healthy marriage is like, and parents that do take care of themselves and put themselves first as well. You know, we're not just going to forget about ourselves, but it is a fear that like that's going to happen for a while. And, you know, you want it to, you know, stay healthy and not kind of take that back seat. And then, you know, especially with like postpartum mental health after too, it's like, how does that play into everything? And that's a scary thought also.
So that communication like totally lays the groundwork for what it's going to be like when you're both kind of at your lowest, most exhausted, most hormonal. So at least you, maybe your husband will be hormonal too. I don't know.
Yeah, I think
my husband had like secondary emotion.
Oh yeah,
so
does
sympathetic.
Mine. Yes, he jokes that he's pregnant because he like eats more and has, you know, like
he's more emotional.
Yes, he's like sympathetically pregnant, more emotions and stuff. It's so I feel like he'll be in it too afterwards with me, which is nice.
We'll just kind of go into the partners because that's kind of where we are right now.
We definitely became closer, especially after the loss. Like that was huge. And then, you know, even now with this pregnancy, like he is so much more understanding of what, like, because like we talked about, like you think pregnancy is just, you know, you get this glow and your stomach grows and all this stuff. Like he's become so much more in tune and understanding with like what I'm going through, but then that also comes with more communication. Like we've definitely learned we have to be more communicative and, you know, understanding of like, I can control all my emotions and stuff, and he has to be like more in tune with that and aware of it. And he's been so great and so accommodating and like so involved. Like he wants to be involved in every little detail. Like he loves it. You know, he like stands up for me and stuff. He definitely, you know, thinks it's a lot more eye-opening of, you know, the process that we go through. And it's just definitely brought us, we didn't think we could get any closer, but has brought us even closer. And, you know, we talk about that too, like how each step, like you don't think you can get any closer, but we know even once he's here, we're going to feel even closer. Like it just keeps
going through that bonding experience is wild.
Yeah, it's wild now, so I can only imagine like a few months from now how we're going to feel.
Is there, now that you're at the end of your pregnancy, has there been things that people say to pregnant women that you're like, don't say that?
Everything.
Or stop saying that?
Literally everything.
What's like some examples?
And I don't want to pinpoint, but I feel like this is big with boomers, you know. Oh, I didn't experience that. I don't remember that. Yeah, I'm so happy for you. But or just commenting on appearance, you know, even like if you say, oh, you look so small, you know, even that can be like, am I not growing enough?
Am I not healthy enough that I...
because I didn't start showing until close to like 5 months. And everyone's like, you're not even showing. And I'm like, I swear he's there. Just commenting in general on like appearance or anything like that, you know.
It's so subjective too. And then someone else could be like, wow, you have really popped.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, okay.
Or like, oh, I only gained this much weight. You gained how much? It's the comparative like aspect of pregnancy. You don't think about it before you're pregnant, but like it's everyone compares it to their own or someone they know, and it's like, can we just let it be? Yeah. And even with every person, every pregnancy is different, and it's just. Yeah.
You just gotta smile.
Yeah.
Wince on the inside.
Yeah. Bite your tongue. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. What's one piece of advice you would give to another first-time mom that's pregnant? Obviously, baby's still cooking, so
yeah.
not a first-time mom, but your first-time pregnant mom.
Honestly, like I said earlier, just like talk to your doctor about everything, because I think they do this every day that they forget to cover, or there's just so much to cover in terms of pregnancy, that they can't cover every single thing, every appointment or whatever. So annoy them, message them, call them, like do whatever you need to do, schedule extra appointments if you're worried about stuff, but be that advocate for yourself, stand up for yourself, make sure your partner does that too. Like, just don't be afraid to ask questions and advocate and stuff. And, everyone will have an opinion too. So like, advocate and stand up for yourself in that way too. Like, this is your pregnancy, make it what you want it to be, as much as you can can control. Yeah. But like, don't let that outside stuff affect you. Like, don't let other people affect it.
No, that's great advice. You can feel so depleted during pregnancy, like emotionally, physically, that knowing that you are still in control is huge. So I really like that. So our rapid fire questions, sweet or salty cravings? We kind of talked about this already.
Typically I'm a very salty person, but I do catch myself again leaning towards or grabbing, like a cookie or something sweet, but I still love my salty foods for sure.
And baby names, are we going classic or unique?
I'll say his name's Theodore. Oh. Yeah, Teddy, Theo, whatever he wants for short.
Yeah, everyone, it's a name people know.
Yes, it's not like super unique, but it's also not like Tom or, something classic
super common.
Like that.
Next, nursery theme, are you going neutral or colorful?
It's kind of hard because we're renting, so it's like colorfully neutral, I would say. Fun. Nice tan walls, but we're gonna do like a vintage Disney theme, so like all the old classic movies and stuff. So there'll definitely be pops of color.
Nice. And pregnancy pants, your kind of style, leggings or maternity jeans?
Definitely leggings. Yes, they are wonderful. The least amount of new clothes I have to buy. I did get some like pre-owned maternity jeans from Abercrombie. They're great, but unless your belly is like big, like you can't really wear them. Like they're all loose. They're all loose. Yeah. At the very end of my pregnancy,
you can wear them for like 4 weeks,
but nothing beats the comfort.
And then sleep, early bird or night owl right now during pregnancy?
I think a night owl because of the insomnia, and I try not to always nap during the day so that I can sleep better at night. But I think my mind starts going and I'm just like, oh my gosh, there's so much stuff we have to get, so much stuff we have to do. So I'm like Googling stuff. I'm on Amazon, I'm making lists. And he's, you need to go to sleep now. And I'm like, there's so much to do. Cut that back a little bit. Ease into an earlier bedtime.
It's nature's way of preparing you for the sleepless nights. To come.
Yes.
But it does get better.
Get your rest now.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your experience. I'm sure there's a lot of moms to be out there that can relate to most, if not all, of your experience.